Igbo m na-ege ntị, anyị ekene unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi tata. Daalụ nne ka unu si wee na-esonyere anyị n'ihe anyị na-eme na Eastern News 24. Anyị si nke echiri ya zere, anyị si na ọ ya adịrị na mma n'ụnụ ya dịka echi na-echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu a anyị kwuru, otu a ka ọ ya dịrịrị. Ise ise ise. O nwere ozi ewetara unu nke anyị kwere nkwa na anyị ga-ewetara unu update ọbụla bụ gbasara maka ife na-eme n'ala Igbo. O nwere ozi ewetara unu from the office of Biafran Prime Minister, anyị na-akpọkwa ya morning tea. O nwere ihe Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ gbasara maka ọnọdụ chenjirinu and maka nnwere onwe nke Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nke ndị Igbo. Achọrọ m ka ị ga ya bụ ife ị ga-esi dropụrụ anyị kọmentị gị gbasara maka ife i chere Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ a. All right, over to you, sir.
And we are neutralizing them on daily basis. It has never happened before in the history of Biafra after the war. In 2003, we publicly and openly made sure that Nigeria doesn't kill again in Biafra land and go free. So if you look at those things I've mentioned and those ones I have not even mentioned, are you still going to challenge Simon Ekpa that Biafra has not been restored in 2023? Is it when I open my mouth and say, I have declared Biafra, everybody, come now? Is that when you think that Biafra has come? Biafra declaration is not about mouth pronouncement. It's about putting every structure in place. It's about putting every mechanism and measures in place to shaping the map and the structure of Biafra. In 2023, we have designed the economic viability of Biafra. In 2023, we have kicked off the Biafra Urban Development Project. In 2023, we've made a lot of impact globally. In 2023, the Biafra awareness gained the highest momentum in the history of Biafra since after the war. In 2023, we made the Nigeria terrorist army to cry on the floor of National Assembly. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria. In 2023, those who are serving as the agent of Nigeria, benefiting from the corrupt entity called Nigeria, openly called for persecution, execution, and the kidnapping and arresting of Simon Ekpa, because they know that this is a different thing from what they have seen in their entire lives. In 2023, they called for the arrest of Simon Ekpa and called for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Confusion. In 2023, after they have used many years to plan the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu, they have come to say Nnamdi Kanu is a saint. He's a very gentle man. He's a nice person. But just 2 years ago, they kidnapped this nice person from Kenya. 2 years ago, they tortured him for 8 days. 2 years ago, he was an evil man. 2 years ago, they called him terrorist. 2 years ago, he was everything evil to them. 2 years ago, they spent hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. They kidnapped him and put him into a private jet from Kenya to Nigeria. 2 years ago, Nnamdi Kanu was everything evil to Nigeria, including to Ohaneze Ndi Igbo and all of them. 2 years ago, he was the only problem of Nigeria. 2 years ago, he was the only person that constituted all manner of insecurity in Nigeria, He was the one who is more deadlier than Boko Haram. He was everything that Nigeria don't want to see. Today, as Simon Ekpa take the Biafra liberation to the next level, the same people are now calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the most sensible person. These are hypocrites. These are devilish people. These are criminals that only thing they want to do is to give dog a bad name in order to kill it. They have given bad that name to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They themselves were the one who condemned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same people today, they have seen that, yes, indeed, someone actually followed this footstep of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and ready to drag all of them to Biafra land. So that when we get to Biafra land, we will treat their fuck up. We will treat their fuck up very well. Today, the same people who gave the bad name to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to be kidnapped, they slandered his name, blackmailed him to other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. All of them today has come to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very sensible. Now it is Simon Ekpa is the problem. These people who are just evil from birth refuse to understand why Simon Ekpa have decided to take this thing upon himself to liberate the people of Biafra who has been subjugated and chained with Islamic State agenda. They found themselves in a hole. They tagged us dots in a circle because they thought that they have actually systematically conquered everybody by dividing, creating state, dividing us, changing the demography and map of Biafra people. And at the end of the day, they structured out 5 tiny states, called it 5 eastern states. And they say, let us continue to divide them. And now they tell you, oh, you are talking about Biafra. You are just 5 states in the circle. We have come to destroy their evil agenda. Today, you will understand that the plan of the Islamic State has failed. Today, the Biafra people are proudly announcing the 40th state, which is called the United States of Biafra. 40 complete states, cut across board, including in the area where they claim they were never Biafra. The reason we did what we did is that we have studied the reason Nigeria succeeded in creating division between Biafrans in the 60s. Because the leaders of Biafra movement in the 60s, led by Ikemba Odumegwu Ojukwu, had their own flaws. I have come to learn from what Biafra did wrong in 1967 to 1970. I have come to learn what Wazirike did wrong from the time he started the Biafra movement, and I have come to learn what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did right and was in the process of doing before they planned and kidnapped him. I continue from there. And today, we are where we are. They are not resting. Those IPOB Nigeria are not resting as well. Every given opportunity, they think that there is infight in the Biafra government. They will say, oh, their hope now is that they are fighting. Oh, their hope now is that there is a voice note from Madam Erewa. Oh, their vote, they are not, they are fighting. And they are hoping that there is infight in the Biafra government. And that is to tell you that, like we said, there are costs. There are costs. and they can never rise again. Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman, marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Biafra has been restored in 2023. Biafra has been restored in 2023. We have a government, we have a structure of the government of Biafra, we have every department that made Biafra government a legitimate government. The people of Biafra are loyal to the government, both in the exile and in the homeland. We have governors, state administrators in all the 40 states of Biafra. We have the deputy governors, which is called administrators. We have the secretary of state of each state in Biafra land. We have the chairman and managers of county and district. If you do not understand that with this structure we have now, one day you will sleep in Nigeria and wake up in Biafra, it means that you are an idiot. I told you that by the time I finish with Nigeria, you will sleep in Nigeria one day and wake up in Biafra. You do not expect me or expect any reasonable person fighting for freedom to just wake up one day and say, oh, we have declared Biafra, just like what our forefathers and our grandfathers did in the 67 and 70. Without structure, without resolving the grievances and the division created by Fulanis, without amicably resolving those fears of Ndi Igbo dominating, without resolving the fear of Ndi Igbo conquering, which was never there. Of course, you cannot blame them because it was a fight for survival. It was a fight that leads to what we are doing today, to the successes we are recording today, to everything everybody has done today, from Wazirike to our leader who is now being illegally detained, to my humble self and to the government. It is what led to, what gives the validation to what we do today. So you cannot blame them. That is how God wanted it to happen. The foundation were laid. At least today, we can boast about fighting war with Nigeria and gallantly defeating them for 3 years. Not just with Nigeria, with the world power. For 3 good years, we hold them. It is a history that can never be wiped out of this planet. So my people, for those who are asking when are you going to declare Biafra, we have already declared Biafra. We are only waiting for us to conclude the last phase of the Biafra government, and one day you will sleep and wake up in Biafra. Like I said, then we must capture every cranny of the Biafra territory. We will start setting up our police. The next phase is to set up the police of Biafra, the Biafra police. The reason why we have not set up the police is because it is going to be state police. Every state will have their police. Every state will be independent. It is going to be local police, and there is no interference from the central government of Biafra. The military is a joint military. It's one military that will protect the territorial integrity of Biafra. When one state is attacked, it means that you have attacked all of us. But police will be state police. That's why we have not started unveiling of the Biafra police. Each state will have their police in due time. I welcome all of you with this speech, opening speech, and I will be open for question and answer for a few minutes and call it a day. Remember, today, the sit at home is again another successful one, and it's still ongoing. Everywhere in Biafra land is under lock and key. Those states who has Nigerians in them living in Biafra land, challenging the resolve of the Biafra people. The day of reckoning is coming. Continue. I welcome everyone. Success over to you.
Thank you, my Prime Minister, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans and co-patriots, wherever you are stationing from. It is indeed another bright and beautiful day, Monday to be precise, and we are on space discussing the declaration or redeclaration of the United States of Biafra and how it will happen. Of course, the Prime Minister himself have enumerated a lot of things which have transpired between January 1st, 2023 to this very date we are in November 2023. And if you are very sensible enough, you will know that yes, all these achievements are not by the power of men, neither by our intelligence, but it is God who is in heaven who have restored that this very generation will restore this very nation, and you are going to be part of it. I'm going to be part of it, and we're going to have a prime minister that is going to spearhead the total collapse of Nigeria, and from the ashes, Biafra will rise. And here we are today. As he said,
Ndị be anyị dịka o si dị, anyị jikwara na-asị unu daalụ linne ka ada bụ ndị ge ya bụ ife maka unu ya ahụsị ebe Biafran Prime Minister na-atụgasị aka n'ife ọ na-ekwu. Anyị gịnị ka ị nwere ike ikwu n'ụdị nke gị gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ịnụrụ n'iru akwụkwọ Biafran Prime Minister kwuru, nke na-adịka ibe ya bụ chetakwa na ya bụkwa Eastern News 24 ka anyị sikwa wee na-ewetara unu nnukwu ozi ya dị oke mkpa. Anyị si ndị be anyị na ọ ya dịrị anyị na mma, dịka anyị na-eche maazị Nnamdi Kanu silili isi, anyị sịkwa na onye ọbụla na ọ ya dịrị ana Igbo na mma, na ya dịrị ana Biafra na mma. Daalụ rinne. Anyị sịkwa ka Chukwu ka bịa gọzie unu n'ofu n'ofu. Anyị akwụsị n'ebe a oge ugbu a, but gbaa mbọ ka stay tuned maka more new update ka na-apụtakwu. Anyị ga na-adọrọpụrụ ya n'iru akwụkwọ dịka isi kwuo unu nkwu ya. Alright, and also thank you so much, and may Chukwu bless you. Ise, ise, ise.